Good afternoon, folks. My name is Rich Keener. I'm the village manager of the Village of Villa Park. And today, like many other days, we're going to go through the Committee of the Whole and the formal agenda for Monday's board meeting, June 8th. So let's start. So we're going to start with the Committee of the Whole, which starts at 7:30 on Monday, June 8th. So number one on the agenda is the call to order roll call. Number two on the agenda is Pledge of Allegiance. Number three is amendments of the agenda. And folks, at that time, that's the appropriate time for the president or the board of trustees to change or revise the agenda. Number four for the Committee of the Whole is presentation of the Historical Preservation Commission awards. And there are a couple that evening. And number five on the Committee of the Whole is appointments and reappointments to boards and commissions. And there are several appointments, reappointments. So the first one is Diane Blair Sherlock, which is a reappointment to the Community Pride Commission. The second one is Mike Gatz, which is a reappointment to the Summerfest Commission. The third one is Mark Smith, is an appointment to Parks and Recreation Advisory Commission. The fourth is George Cordova, is an appointment to the Parks and Recreation Advisory Commission. So number six on the Committee of the Whole agenda for Monday night is a green stormwater presentation by DuPage County staff. And they're going to go through, I believe, a 15-minute presentation on green features, possibly like bioswales, landscaping and ditches, maybe impervious pavers, things of that nature. Number seven on the Committee of the Whole agenda for Monday night is to consider an ordinance of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, amending the number of liquor licenses. The police department was advised that the sale of J&J Foods, located at 323 South Ardmore, has been completed. The owner was contacted, and he confirmed that this location has been sold and will begin operations as Ardmore Station Liquors number 2. This now reduces the number of Class D liquor licenses issued in the Village of Villa Park to 8. It is recommended that Section 3-313A of the Village Code be modified to reflect this reduction. So number 8 on the Committee of the Whole agenda for Monday night is the consider an ordinance of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, allowing native plantings in yards of single-family dwellings subject to certain regulations. And folks, let me give you a brief summary of this. Now, this particular item has been on the Committee of the Whole prior and has been sent back to staff for some modification and revisions. So at the request of the Village Board, staff has prepared an ordinance that would permit the cultivation of native plants and landscaping anywhere within the front, side, or rear yards of single-family parcels within the village. Also included in the ordinance are guidelines for approval, inspections, maintenance, and signage of locations that wish to have native landscaped yards. So folks, number 9 for the Committee of the Whole for Monday night is to consider an ordinance of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, authorizing the sale by public auction of personal property owned by the village, which is a 1983 asphalt roller. And what we call this, we call it a 1983 Bomag roller. And what we did, folks, so you understand, is we purchased a new roller, and this is a street roller for asphalt. So you put down the asphalt, you roll it out, etc. So through our budget this year, we had planned to purchase a new one, so we purchased it. And now we're going to sell the old one. And obviously, being 1983, we certainly got our use out of it. So, so moving on to number 10, consider a resolution of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, approving prevailing wage. Excuse me, folks. Now, we do this on an annual basis. So the Village of Villa Park is required each June to either adopt the Illinois Department of Labor prevailing wage rates or conduct their own investigation into prevailing wages in the area. Prevailing wages are utilized for public contracts which reflect general labor rates for DuPage County. it is recommended a joint resolution is once again adopted with School District 45, 48, 88 in the Villa Park Library. The Department of Labor posted June 2015 prevailing wages on their website, and notice of these rates will be jointly made with the other government bodies in a newspaper of general circulation for a cost of approximately $100. So folks, by joining together with the school districts and the library and the village, we save money by advertising and just following the prevailing wage rates for the Department of Labor rather than doing our own investigation. So now let's move on to number 11 for the Committee of the Whole. Excuse me, folks. Consider a resolution of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, authorizing an intergovernmental agreement between the Village of Villa Park and the Village of Addison for the Harvard Avenue widening and resurfacing project. So the village, in cooperation with the Village of Addison, wishes to proceed with pavement improvements on Harvard Avenue from Armitage Avenue to the south end. Villa Park and Addison share jurisdiction of the Harvard Avenue right-of-way and have worked together to design and bid a project which consists of the widening and resurfacing of the pavement. Villa Park's share of the cost of this work would be $77,552.47. An intergovernmental agreement with the Village of Addison is needed to proceed with the work. Because this agreement is for a pending construction project, staff will be requesting formal action at Monday night's formal board meeting. So folks, we've talked about widening Harvard at that location for several years now, and the Village of Addison had agreed to be the lead agency on that particular project. And so it's a nice project to resurface and widen the road for the residents at $77,552.47 for our share. So it's a great project, another nice roadway project to be completed. So moving on to 12 for the Committee of the Whole agenda for Monday night, June 8th, is to consider a resolution of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, rejecting all bids received for the 2015 concrete flatwork program. The village participated in a joint bidding process for the 2015 concrete flatwork program. The bids received under the joint bid program were considerably higher than expected. Public Works staff believes that Villa Park can obtain more favorable bid prices by rebidding the program independently of the other municipalities. A formal rejection of the bids received under the joint bid program is recommended before proceeding with rebidding of the work. Because staff wishes to proceed with rebidding of this work as soon as possible, staff is requesting formal action at Monday night's board meeting. Folks, the concrete prices have really came back extremely high, 30 to 40% over last year's prices. So obviously we're going to reject these bids and go out by ourselves and see what takes place in the market. Number 13 on the Committee of the Whole for Monday night is to convene to the formal agenda. And folks, the formal agenda always follows the Committee of the Whole. So the Committee of the Whole starts at 7:30, and then when that's finished, we go right into the formal agenda. And so number 1 on the formal agenda for Monday night, June 8th, is the Village President's Report. And that's the appropriate time for Village President Bullwinkle to kind of give everyone an update on what's been happening in her role as Village President the last few weeks and kind of ask questions of staff or trustees, etc. That would be the appropriate time also. So number 2 on the agenda is public comments on agenda items. And that would be the appropriate time for residents in the audience to ask questions concerning events within the village. It could be drainage, it could be garbage pickup, could be tree replacement. Those are always some great topics that we discuss. Number 4 on the agenda for Monday night is the consent agenda. And we have a number of items on the consent agenda. So A is bill listing dated May 26, 2015, and this is one of 2, in the amount of $457,588.91. B for the consent agenda is bill listing dated May 26, 2015, 2 of 2, in the amount of $380,000, $115.27. C for Monday night, consent agenda, is bill listing dated June 8, 2015, one of two, in the amount of $387,268.61. D for Monday night, consent agenda, is bill listing dated June 8, 2015, two of two, in the amount of $1,200,951.36. And folks, the bill listings, 4 of them are because we haven't had a meeting since May 26th. So we've had a lot of projects and payments that need to be made, and that's why we have 4 bill listings. So E for Monday night consent agenda is minutes from the Village Committee of the Whole meeting for May 11th, 2015. And F is the minutes from the Village formal meeting for May 11th, 2015. And G is first and final reading of an ordinance of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, amending the number of liquor licenses. And so the summary for G would be the police department was advised that the sale of J&J Foods located at 323 South Ardmore has been completed. The owner was contacted and he confirmed that this location has been sold and will begin operations as Ardmore Station Liquors number 2. This now reduces the number of Class D liquor licenses issued in the Village of Villa Park to 8. It is recommended that Section 3-313A of the Village Code be modified to reflect this reduction. And H for the consent agenda is the first and final reading of an ordinance of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, authorizing the sale by public auction, if you will, of personal property owned by the village, and that would happen to be our 1983 asphalt roller. And folks, that is right from our Committee of the Whole, so we've purchased a new roller in this fiscal year, which started May 1st, and now we're selling the old roller. And the old roller is a 1983 Bogmag roller. So I for the consent agenda is resolution of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, approving the prevailing wage. And folks, again, this is a carryover from the Committee of the Whole agenda. And every year at this time we pass a prevailing wage resolution in conjunction with School District 45, 48, 88, and the Public Library. And that's mandated by state statute. And so we all get together and advertise it jointly, and we save money that way. And so that's I. And so J for Monday night on the consent agenda for June 8th is a resolution of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, resolution of an intergovernmental agreement between the Village of Villa Park and the Village of Addison for the Harvard Avenue widening and resurfacing project. So the village, in cooperation with the Village of Addison, wishes to proceed with pavement improvements on Harvard Avenue from Armitage Avenue to the south end. Villa Park and Addison share jurisdiction of the Harvard Avenue right-of-way and have worked together to design and bid a project which consists of widening and resurfacing of the pavement. Villa Park's share of the cost of this work would be $77,552.47. An intergovernmental agreement with the Village of Addison is required to proceed with the work. And of course, on the formal agenda for Monday night, this is the formal agenda for the consent, we'll ask for final approval so we can move ahead quickly with that project. So K for consent for Monday night is resolution of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, rejecting all bids received for the 2015 concrete flat work program. And again, folks, this is a carryover from a Committee of the Whole. So the village participated in a joint bidding process for the 2015 concrete flat work program. The bids received under the joint bid program were considerably higher than expected. Public Works staff believes that Villa Park can obtain more favorable bid prices by rebidding the program independently of the other municipalities. A formal rejection of the bids received under the joint bid program is recommended before proceeding with rebidding of the work. Because staff wishes to proceed with rebidding of this work, We're requesting formal action, and that's why it's on the consent agenda. And folks, as I mentioned during the committee of the whole, concrete prices have come back 30 to 40% over last year's prices. They have increased that much. So we're going to rebid independently and see what happens. So that's the consent for the formal agenda for Monday, June 8th. Now let's go into the regular agenda, which is number 5. First reading of an ordinance of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, allowing native plantings in yards of single-family dwellings subject to certain regulations. Now, folks, the last time we had this on the formal agenda, it didn't quite make it that far. It was held up at the Committee of the Whole, and then staff was requested to make revisions and modifications of the proposal. So it may be number 5, or it may be held at the Committee of the Whole level. But at the request of the Village Board, staff has prepared an ordinance that would permit the cultivation of native plants and landscaping anywhere within the front, side, or rear yards of single-family parcels within the village. Also included in the ordinance are guidelines for approval, inspections, maintenance, and signage of locations that wish to have native landscaped yards. Number 6 for Monday night on the formal agenda is first and final reading of an ordinance of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, approving the rezoning to the C3 Service Business District of the property located at 420 West Stone Road. And folks, when requests from the Planning and Zoning or recommendations come to the board, they do not have to go through the Committee of the Whole agenda. They come straight to the board on the formal agenda for the readings. And so on this one, the petitioner is seeking rezoning of a 0.58 acre parcel at 420 West Stone Road from C1 Convenience Business District to C3 Service Business District. On May 14, 2015, the Planning and Zoning Commission held a public hearing and unanimously recommended approval of this request. Staff also supports the rezoning request. So number 7 is a first and final reading of an ordinance of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, approving a conditional use of truck rental at 207 East North Avenue. And the petitioner is seeking a conditional use on a 0.58 acre parcel at 207 East North Avenue for truck and trailer rental. The Planning and Zoning Commission unanimously recommended approval, and staff supports the request. And so folks, with that, now we go into number 8 for the formal agenda for Monday night, June 8th, and that is public comments on non-agenda items. So folks, that's the appropriate time for residents in the audience to ask questions of staff or the elected officials that are not on the agenda. So it could be drainage issues, it could be garbage pickup, could be road improvements, many different things. Number 9 is the village clerk's report, and that's the appropriate time for Village Clerk Kornecki to kind of give everyone a report what's been happening in the village clerk's role since the last time we met. Number 10 is village trustees report, and that's the appropriate time for the trustees kind of give us a report of what's happening in their role as trustees since the last time we met, or ask any questions of staff that may have they've been asked by residents in the last few weeks. Number 11 is the village manager's report, and as I've done in the past, I always try to make them interesting and kind of give you maybe an update on rainfall, snowfall, salt usage, just things of general interest. Number 12 is the village attorney's report, and again, that's the appropriate time for village attorney or Benninger to give a report of what's been happening in their area. Could be even legislative updates since the Senate and the House are going back into session for the summer. They may be done by July. We're not sure, so we'll see how that affects us. Number 13 on the formal agenda for Monday, June 8th is to consider executive's closed session, and that is going to be 5 ILCS C1, C5, C6, C11, C21, C28. So it could be personnel matters and collective bargaining, purchase or lease of property, sale or lease of property, pending litigation, discussion of closed session minutes, or meetings between internal, external auditors and governmental audit committees, finance committees, and their equivalents. And folks, when we come out of closed session, there may be some actions. So number 14 is actions from closed session. A is a resolution of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, authorizing the preparation of a purchase and sale agreement for village-owned property located at 257 through 277 East North Avenue. And that happens to be where Auto Cool is. We happen to own that property, and there's a offer to purchase that property on the table right now, folks. B is a resolution of the Village of Villa Park, DuPage County, Illinois, approving a real estate sales contract, NEC, of North Avenue and Harvard Avenue, and that is the property located next to North Park Plaza, which the village owns, and we happen to have a sales purchase offer on that property as well. C, motion to approve labor agreement between the Village of Villa Park and Villa Park Professional Firefighters Association, local number 2392 of the International Association of Firefighters. This contract would be effective May 1st, 2014 through April 30th, 2016. And you're probably thinking to yourselves, why April 1st, 2014? Folks, it's taken this long to negotiate the contract with the firefighters. So 1 year of the contract has expired, and wages and other items within the negotiated contract will be retroactive. And so now we'll proceed, hopefully, and approve the contract agreement, and it'll be approved through April 30th, 2016. And then the 15 on the agenda for Monday night, June 8th, is adjournment. So, folks, that's really all we have. It's not too bad of an agenda for Monday night, June 8th. Hopefully you're enjoying your summer weather. Temperatures haven't been the greatest, but, you know, it beats sub-zero. We do have some items coming up. Just wanted to let you know that, excuse me, our first car show of the season is going to be June 14th, and that's going to take place through September. And these are Sunday night car shows, and they're going to be in the Cortese Park area in the Horseshoe from 3 to 8 p.m. So June 14th is the first one, Cortese Park area, 3 to 8 p.m. There's always a lot of neat cars, and it's just a relaxing atmosphere, so you can come over, sit, and enjoy the cars, talk to the owners. And Cortese Park is just beautiful, and it's just a quiet area, so come on over and talk to the folks with the cars. And hopefully I'll see you there. Villa Park's going to start its first ever bike club. So Wednesday, June 10th, is going to be its kickoff meeting, and that's going to be at 6:30 at the gazebo. So that's going to be a neat meeting. I'm sorry, Cortese Park. They've changed that on me. So the Villa Park Bike Club, the kickoff meeting is going to be 6:30 p.m. at Cortese Park. And of course, with the bike club, that's so close to our Prairie Path and Great Western Path. Fantastic. Friday night fish fries still taking place at the VFW. Thursday night wing fries still happening at the VFW. And don't forget, Summerfest is happening June 19th and 20th and Park at Ardmore. So there's just a tremendous amount of activities. Please use the bike paths and let us know how we're doing. Use the baseball diamonds, the new batting cages. So please enjoy your summer. Tune in Monday, June 8th, or come to the car show or the VFW or Summerfest. Hope to see you there. If I'm there, please come on up, introduce yourselves, and we can talk about road improvements and what else is taking place in Villa Park. We have a great village, and we should be all very proud of our village, and I certainly am. So Folks, this is it for today. My name's Rich Keener. I'm the village manager for the Village of Villa Park. It's my honor. And take care, have a safe time, and we'll see you soon.